Okay, before we start with today's video, I actually wanted to put a quick disclaimer that the whole sketching part, or like the whole footage, is going to be quite shaky and a little bit hard to watch, maybe. I'll try to cut it short, but I forgot to screw in my camera all the way into my camera arm thing, so every time I moved my arm, it shook my desk. So yeah, apologies about that. Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So today, I'm in a very like 17 kind of mood today, just because I think the Japanese version of the Power of Love concerts just ended like yesterday or last night. So I kind of want to draw something 17 related, and I found a cute screenshot of one of the moments from the concert. I'm going to show you guys really quickly, which is this one. So you can see there's Mingyu, Dino, and Wonwoo. I think they look really cute, and I kind of want to draw all three of them together. I don't usually draw more than one person together usually, so this will be kind of nice and a little bit of a change of pace. Because I feel like I don't draw a lot of 17 members together anymore, so I should do that. You can see my 17 folder here is really tiny whenever I draw more than one person. But I have a lot of like separate folders for individual members. Yeah, and then some other time, oh, I guess I have these ones too, which these I consider my sketch pages though. But hopefully next week I'll find some time to go over the whole idea of using Page Assist, because I figured some stuff out that I wasn't aware of and I was told incorrectly about Page Assist, so I will definitely go over that. I think it's fun to use it like as a digital sketchbook in a way, or if you're doing comics and stuff, there's a way to do that as well. But I think I showed these before, so it's just a nice way to kind of keep sketches all together. So I have these ones of June, and on the next page I have these ones of Wonwoo. I think I was just using the 6B pencil here. And to kind of like let my brain take a break from like other things, I like having a reference out sometimes if I'm drawing fan art. I already have a background color laid out as usual, which is kind of like this musty, dusty gray color, and then I'm just going to choose like a dark purple to work with, and we can start to sketch. I've been like super into like a 17 mood right now because of the concerts though. Because I watched a concert, which was like day one, which is technically for their Power of Love concerts, the Power version. I really liked it. It's really cute, and I love watching their kind of concerts. I think it's always just fun. See how well I can finish this in like maybe 4 hours. Make sure the pupils more or less centered. Sometimes I think that's like the hard part of when you're doing more like stylized, if you're not leaning towards like semi-realism or realism, is kind of picking features to stylize them so that they're recognizable. So he's looking at us rather than to the left. Just a little bit. So I think for Mingyu, sometimes I do it for Dogyam and I do it for Chani as well, but I always put these little lines underneath. I don't know why, but it's always been like a habit when I draw them, so those members I do those lines for. So a lot of like fan art for like Mingyu. A lot of us put one of his mole on this side and then the little tooth. I think it's just like that's an easy indication that it's Mingyu. But in terms of like fan art for the concert, I've only been sketching a little bit like in my sketchbook, but then I've only done the 2 Game Boy fan arts. Cause I love that song, and like the cute colorful outfits I think really matched it. And then we were graced with older songs like Check In. Okay, so I need to throw in Mingyu's body first. So, trying to get the angle of this looking correct. This Chani's head will be here. Wonwoo looks shorter. So we'll put Wonwoo here, even though he's just leaning. But yeah, for the, like, I think for the most part, ever since the concert, all I've been listening to is like 17 songs. But because I've been listening on Spotify, sometimes I've, like, there's a lot of the old songs I haven't listened to in a while, so I make a new playlist so I can listen to all of them. Because I used to listen to them on iTunes, but not anymore. So get in Mingyu's very cute hairstyle. Mingyu. I'm gonna throw in Chan really quick. I think, or at least his face, and then we'll add in Wonwoo's face, and then we'll throw in their bodies after, so I can make sure that the proportionings look correct. So Channy's face shape's a little bit different. He definitely has a more stronger, a little bit wider chin. We used to be best friends. Imagine if they perform 2-1. I'm really hoping. From Channy's ears. Now I can't see his in-ear that much, so I might have to search up what color his is. I think Wonwoo's are black. I think Mingyu's are black as well. I know hip-hop units because of the Game Boy Fanart I did. Some stray pieces. Also, Wonwoo doesn't have his highlights. And I find it funny that people are saying, like, he's given it to Seungkwan. And then freaking Joshua and Jonghan's hair is so pretty. Josh has like ash gray, I think. And then Jonghan has like this almost iridescent looking hair color, which is like mostly purpley gray. But then there's like a little bit of hints of other colors in it, and it looks so dang pretty. See, drawing... Okay, I do have one thing to talk about that isn't 17 related, I guess. Oh, I guess 2 things. To keep it K-pop related, I've been listening to B1A4 again. I don't know why. I think it's like all those... Is it KBS? I think it's KBS that's doing all these kind of, what it feels like reruns of old performances. So I was watching the ones where it's like, oh, I guess like B1A4 debuted in 2011, so it's like 2011 to 2021, so like 10 years of them putting on performances and stuff on KBS. So I was watching those, and I was like, oh, like I really miss hearing some of these songs, especially like the ones that they debuted with. And then on a different note, Genshin. Kind of disappointed that the KFC glider thingies, where it's not exactly a very optimal way to get them. Like, I understand we have to pay for them because like China did, but I'd rather buy food. Like, they could have done something else. I don't know. Kind of sad. That's okay. So Channy, Mingyu. I'm gonna throw in Wonwoo really quickly into here. He does have sharper eyes. That being said, I feel like I need to practice drawing more like masculine or just sharper eyes in general. Ones that look a little bit less like big. I might take my time trying to fix Wonwoo. Because even though he's technically my alt, my bias and stuff, I do have troubles drawing him sometimes. It's just like, I feel like the more I draw on him, the harder it is for me to stylize him to make him look like he's somewhat recognizable. Other than like just generic context. He does have a mole here now. Okay, let's get rid of some of these lines. Give him some hair, and then we'll figure out the rest of his outfit and his body. So let's see. Wonwoo's hair is completely more or less down for this concert. Widen up his face a little bit so it doesn't get too crowded. I think for the most part, I think my favorite that I've drawn so far is Mingyu. Which is a little bit surprising because I usually struggle drawing him. And the one I don't like the most out of this one is Wonwoo's. Another one I do want to draw though is the little selka that Dogyam has taken with Wonwoo. But that isn't from the concert, it's from the Going 17 episode. Hitting a little bit less. I think I do need to lower some of these pieces down so less of his forehead is exposed. So this is Wonwoo's hand. Oh, I think Channy's hand's also in here. Wait. I won't make Channy's hand visible. So I'm gonna try my best to keep these clean. Because one thing about these, if I kind of feel like I'm gonna treat it kind of like a sketch, and we'll see how far we're gonna take it. I feel like every time it's like a concert, fan meeting, or anything, it's just like the biggest urge to draw them. Kind of indication of a thumb. Like this. So yeah, Mingyu. I'll probably write their names actually afterwards, after we get all the colors in. But I'm gonna take a break really quickly and I'll come back. Okay, I didn't realize this, so probably I'll put a disclaimer at the beginning of the video, but my camera was not screwed in all the way, so there was like a bunch of like this happening, so hopefully that doesn't occur now that I've tightened it. But apologies if it makes people dizzy, or if it's just really unviewable. So I saw a clip. Was this during Heaven's Cloud? Maybe, when they're talking about Drive? Does that make sense why Wonwoo was like this? Or Wonwoo was like this and Mingyu was like this? Makes sense. I'm going to duplicate this layer. Change it to multiply. Make a new layer. I'm gonna change the color. We're gonna make it that warm kind of pinkish color that they already have in the background. I'm gonna probably add lights and stuff to make it look more like a stage. So change this to multiply, please. And for now, we're gonna change the colors to be quite vibrant and warm so we can kind of match it with the skin tone. And then we will go over it all again to make sure that the colors of the lines kind of match. I think it's like, I don't really know how some carrots draw the members, because even sometimes I forget to make their skin a little bit more matching, because one is kind of like in between, I feel like. At least the lighting in the photo. Channy is the brightest, so let's leave it at that. But you can see that as soon as I'm adding color, you can see the lines are kind of changing colors too. So if I add like a light blue into here, it kind of changed appropriately. So that's the nice part of using the multiply blend mode. Quickly throw in his lips. He has more prominent, what's it called? Like the edges of his mouth, I feel like are more prominent. My room got so dark, it's so cloudy today. So I'm gonna use this for their smiles and then their eyes. So eye color, we could do pink, we could do blue. I could settle for more of a purple color as well and just add a little bit of pink. I think I like that. Add a little bit to Channy's eyes. Yeah, I think I like the purple. So I'm gonna lean the darker part towards blue, and then we'll add the highlights closer to pink, so we kind of have like the whole variety. Okay, so I bleeded some of the skin tone into their hair so that we can kind of soften their bangs. Because I think when like the bangs are this close to the face, like it's covering a lot of their face, I think it's nice to have the bangs be a little bit softer, but that's kind of like a personal preference. Definitely drawing 3 people is gonna be more time consuming. I'll probably make the highlights just really pink. Add a little bit of cyan, but then I will add more of a, I don't know, like a purpley blue. We'll lean it closer to this color and put this into the hair actually. So I'm gonna lean it a little bit more blue, and we can just kind of slowly sweep this. I don't want it into some areas, so that when we're color picking, kind of have that variety. Same with Channy's. I'm just choosing the darkest color in their hair, coloring their brows, and then I'm going to take the lighter color if their bangs are covered by hair. Add shadow for their jackets. Yeah, I'll probably add like the rhinestone looking things afterwards, because right now I can't be bothered. Even though they are supposed to represent carrots, which I think is absolutely cute. Like this, just because I've already colored in this stuff. I kind of don't want to color it again. So what I'm going to do is make it lighter, a little less saturated, or greenish, so that there's a difference. And then we'll add some purple. Purple's like my go-to for shadows usually. I love how vibrant it can be, but it matches like a lot of shadow for like a lot of different colors. At least I find it does, so. Cute. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now that most of the colors are done, we're gonna go back to the sketch layer and clean up. Oh, I did not color his mic. Okay, so now we can go back to the sketch layer. I'm going to clean up quite a few of these lines that we do not need. And I think someone asked that, how do I decide what lines to leave and what lines to get rid of? Usually for me, the lines that I end up darkening are the ones usually I keep. And Anything for texture I will leave in as well, or that I need indication of. But any of these like little sketchy lines, if I really do want to clean it up, I do not want these present because it just makes coloring a little bit more difficult. I erase the most on the face though, usually. It's like on Wonwoo's fist. It's easier for me to get rid of some of these lines that I no longer need. And a lot of these were like, you know, guidelines, me trying to feel it out. Okay, where did I leave off? Right. Now I'm going to lock this. So I'll lock it. And before we start merging the layers together, I'm going to actually carefully pick and choose areas to brighten or darken in terms of the line art. Or I guess line art. I don't really do line art. It's my sketch. But with that being said, I am going to keep some areas dark. So areas that I like to do are the corners of the mouth. I like to keep them dark. Sometimes the chin area, I'll leave it a little bit darker. Any corners or joints, usually I make a little bit darker. But for the most part, the inside color of like skin, so like these lines, I would like to make, if I can pick an appropriate color, a little bit more vibrant. Yeah, okay, so now I'm gonna merge this down. So now that these guys are all in one layer, I'm gonna make a new layer and we're gonna add a little bit of lighting. So this is if you want more of like intense lighting. If you want softer lighting, I think it's good to establish it earlier on. But if you're doing a bit more of brighter lighting, you can definitely use like addition or add luminosity or whatever it's called in your art program to do this. I'll add some effects a little bit later, but I think this is gonna work for what I want. So what I'm gonna do is to lower the opacity just a smidge. I'm going to Gaussian blur this. So it's not, because you can see how harsh this is. You can probably keep it if you like it, but I'm gonna soften it so that it becomes a little bit less harsh. So now we have kind of like a soft pink light around them, and I think it looks really cute. Okay, so we're gonna merge this down as well. And now we can start to kind of clean up and render to how we want this to look. And I think this is gonna take most of the bulk of the last 2 hours that I have. I mentioned this in other videos, but I like to start with the facial features first. Usually the nose and the mouth. They have like the least amount of lines and switching of like color and stuff. And stuff like the hair and the eyes, I actually do have to render a little bit more. Maybe that's cuter. Like usually when I'm doing fan art at this stage, if I'm not following it, like compared to some of the fan art I've done before where I've kind of done more of a closer, like what it feels like a study, then I would keep the reference up. But for something like this where I'm just kind of, you know, capture the vibe of what I like about it, then after that I can just render as I please. I don't have to keep the ref up anymore, so yeah. But I love doing stylized versions of like screenshots or like photos of the 17 members and stuff. It's just fun because you get to really focus on how you want to stylize them. Yeah, hair is always my favorite. Okay, let's just get his face out of the way. So I'm trying to blend in the skin tone into his hair as usual. I talked about it a lot, so I'll probably stop talking about it. But actually it was quite nice. So me and my friends usually do calls every Wednesday night just to catch up because we can't hang out in person because the cases haven't been great in my province. But my friend introduced me to another girl who's also a carrot, so it's really nice. So make sure his eyes are facing the right direction. If not, we just liquefy and nudge it. Just nudge it a little bit. So I didn't draw his eyes as sharp. Just kind of the top lining part of their eyes. But I always think like it's fun to draw stuff like this. Like even if it's not like fan art of like a K-pop group or a character, if you draw stuff from like your daily life and like anything like that, or things that you just enjoy in general, I think it's a nice way to kind of like record events. So I'm wondering what songs will be the same and what is going to be different. Small highlight. I'm gonna bring back his cheeks, like the blush on his cheeks. Once I get the buffer back for my videos, I'll try attempting some more traditional ones because I feel like I really wanted to do the ball painting, like one for A or Red and Shogun, and then I wanted to do a Kokomi one, but I haven't had the time to fully flesh either of them out, so has to wait. I'm gonna make sure his mic is visible. Okay, I'm just gonna darken up some of these lines here. Usually I like doing this for the hair. But if we're working this fast for the most part for Channy and Wonwoo, because Channy is like so far I'm only like 15 minutes in terms of coloring. Yeah, I think me choosing to render them somewhat fully is not a bad idea. I'm trying to make sure Chan's shoulder doesn't look like it's too gone. It just looks like it's tucked behind Mingyu's jacket, or like within Mingyu's jacket. Put back in. Oh, we're moving on to Mingyu, by the way. I might have to add a little bit of this pink into here, but then add the shadow. Okay, then eyes, eyebrows. Mingyu technically has a mole here too, though. I don't know if I'll put it though. I feel like just because how I draw noses, I don't know if it has enough room. So around 20 minutes for Mingyu's. Because of the shadow, we should make just kind of have like little scraggly bits. Okay, we'll just leave it. So we have Mingyu, we have Channy, and I'm still fixing things. Help. Save me from myself. Okay, I think we're good. We're good. I'm good. I gotta stop. Oh, that was Channy's shoulder. Wait a second. Gosh. Okay, whatever. Let's move on. So I'm gonna make a new layer. We're gonna put the rhinestones, which I'm gonna quickly look what I'm gonna do. So the most common color I see is blue, red, and yellow, and maybe purple. So let's do blue, which looks more of a kind of like a sapphire-ish color. Oh, we can make it more green. Okay, no, I have a better idea. Okay, so I want to make sure I'm on a separate layer. Cool. So I'm gonna use this as like a dark outline for the shapes. I'll just place colors on top, so I don't really have to line them a little bit. They're not on the inside, of course they're not. Okay, they'll be all over here. Kind of giving me the heebie-jeebies. I won't put too many on here because I don't think you can really see them all that much. Actually, let's just do all one color first. So I'm gonna go dark. Okay, let's make it darker and a little bit more towards purple. Ever so slightly. I can add it to the edge like this. And you can see I missed a whole chunk of these. So a lot of these I'm gonna actually have to put an extra layer on top so I can hide them into the shadows. I did most of these in red, but just to highlight it doesn't really make as much sense, so I'm gonna have to add the darker color. I'm losing my voice. Here, here. Okay, so I'm gonna make a new layer. We're gonna clip it to the one below, set it to multiply. I'm gonna choose kind of a bluish purple color. Hopefully this will work. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a flare to it, and I think that you can find this into Luminance. So here is a flare. Okay, I want this bigger. So the flare usually only goes horizontal. So if you want it to be like a different way, you do have to tilt it a little bit. Ring. And a little bit on some of these jewels. Okay, and then I think these are too close together. We could probably add it on the solar flare one. So what you're gonna do is just add little dots. I'm gonna put quite a few up here. I'm pretty sure there's no confetti, but let's see what we can add. Maybe we'll just Gaussian blur it, and I think that's maybe just about it. And then we'll just lower the opacity. really cute. But yeah, I think this is it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed watching me draw Mingyu, Channy, or Dino, and then Wonwoo. And I'll talk to you guys next time with another video. I'll add the little time lapse at the end. I won't scrub for right now, but you'll see it at the end. So, bye!